Bro, guys, what's going on tonight? Once again, guys, for the third time in a row, I will keep the hat on because, best way to, kind of look cool, like, bro, Matt Riddle. But yeah, we will be talking about Matt Riddle tonight in this review, but this is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review. And also year review, kind of somewhat. And also I'll be doing my personal online voting for this year in review 2018 from NXT. This is a live view of the 2-hour special we got from NXT this week. But of course, I will also be talking about some of my favorite stuff from the year in review, also from NXT as well this year. As Mauro Ranallo said it just right at the beginning of this episode. This was probably the best year for NXT, and I keep saying it's because we had a lot going on with NXT this year. We had a lot to look forward to going into the new year, mainly the Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa feud was going to be awesome. We knew that this is going to be year Aleister Black was going to strike and take that championship. But then we had a lot of bigger names come in this year for NXT, and it has stacked the talent for sure. That definitely some like these like big awards are very tough for me to pick. Some of them, there's no doubt about who I'm going to pick. Like some of them are just that's the easy one. But most of them, again, I don't know who to pick for some of these awards. And I'll, of course, explain why when we get there as well. But, guys, we're going to go back and, just talk about, the matches that we're talking about this show. What else was recapped. And I felt that they may have missed it. I felt they should have touched on also. We'll get all into that and just have a little fun with this stream as always. We have fun with every stream as always, guys. So I thought it was definitely a fun 2-hour show to sit down and watch. We did have one match to end the show. Last year's recap show, year review show, I remember had this really great video package on Ember Moon. It was definitely a really heartfelt package that got me to be even more of a fan of Ember Moon than I already was. I remember too. So, but this time we end with a match with Cassius Ohno and the King of Bros, Matt Riddle, which we'll talk about that when we get to the end as well. So first, let's check the live chat. See if we got anybody in the live chat. We've got Mark. What's going on, Mark? Saying, who do you hope wins all the year end awards? Which I will do my votes live. I hope they do this year a women's War Games match, which I actually remember sometime last year, towards the end of last year, pitching that idea for the 4 Horsewomen match. What do you think of that? A War Games match between the 4 of them could be very interesting. I would like to see that definitely for sure. Sometime for sure. I agree that would work great. It's a great idea, Mark, there. And this would be just to capitalize on. Why don't we make that the stipulation for the 4 Horsewoman match? I think that would be pretty darn awesome of a match, I think. But yeah, we will do again. I will do my votes for the year awards videos. Of course, I will do them as the categories revealed throughout tonight's show, and I'll tweet them out. Maybe I'll get a thumbs up from who I vote for, because last year Kairi Sane gave me a thumbs up for voting for her, like I did, so I was pretty honored by that. Because the last person I think who liked my tweet was actually, believe it or not, Deonna Purrazzo, which made my night, because we all know that Deonna Purrazzo is one of my favorites upcoming stars, but she was not on any choices for nominees. But she's definitely awesome. Gonna be awesome, an awesome star as well for the women's division in NXT UK. If she's sticking there than just regular NXT, but we'll see. But let's get into the show. And Mark does not know who to vote for either. I don't blame you, man. But of course, we'll talk about that. Maybe I'll help trigger some ideas for you as well. But let's talk about what they talked about on this show. So starting us off. The first match that was talked about, and they actually showed highlights or a good amount of the match, was one of the best matches of the year so far, of the year for sure. Definitely, in my opinion, top 3. Again, I'd say my top 3 matches this year were the ladder match for the NXT North American Championship, Velveteen Dream and Tommaso Ciampa, and the Chicago street fight with Gargano and Ciampa. Even though any of the three, well, I'd say the other Gargano and Ciampa match to consider putting up in the top three would definitely be the New Orleans match. Again, the last man standing match was definitely a classic also, but again, I just felt that it didn't present anything different from the last match they had, or the fact that the NXT Championship was on the line. It was the last man match. It kind of felt it was like the same thing we got from the Chicago match, in my opinion. But I still say my match of the year is still the Chicago street fight, but that'd be my top three. So yeah. They showed highlights from that ladder match. It was definitely a classic. With all the crazy spots I was reminded from in that match, like Lars Sullivan slam people through ladders, the bumps that were taken. I think there's one point in the match where Velveteen Dream hit Ricochet with a Death Valley driver or Dream Valley driver on the ladder. I know he jumped off of the top of the ladder, hit a purple rainmaker. Again, the ladders were utilized just amazingly. It was a brutal match. And of course, it was reminded how, EC3 when he first came in, kind of more of like a heel when he first came, which I don't know, that side of EC3 I was a little bit more interested in than the face side of EC3. Just again, my personal opinion. Of course, Ricochet had a couple good spots, but once again, the match where Ricochet went all out for the first time, I still got to say, is the match with Adam Cole at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, which is another match of the year candidate for sure. I agree. Again, it was a fun ladder match. Of course, Ricochet was about to win it until he got pushed off the ladder by Adam Cole. And Adam Cole, baby, wins the inaugural NXT North American Championship. Definitely deserved. But of course, the Ricochet would take it from him at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, which is when they first they revealed the breakout star of 2018 voting first, which we will do that voting for now. So the candidates for breakout star of the year is Bianca Belair, Lacey Evans, Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai, Lars Sullivan, War Raiders, and Ricochet and EC3. Now, I'll go through this list here. Bianca Belair, obviously, she remained undefeated. But she kind of already had that momentum going, like starting towards the second half of 2017. And again, I love Bianca Belair. She's awesome. But again, I feel like her character has to develop something that's a little bit more interesting than her, in my opinion. Again, she's undefeated. She's a heel, but she's not just like that cocky heel who just wins matches on her own, which credit where credit's due, but again, spice it up just a little bit more interesting. So I feel like she doesn't quite get my vote for this. But although I do think she could be a potential female star of the year in 2019 for sure, as I think her character will develop a little bit more, and she will get a run with the NXT Women's Championship this year, and maybe even turn face for all who knows. Again, Lacey Evans. I don't hate Lacey Evans, but especially the fact they're already going to bring her up to the main roster, I don't feel like I'm that impressed or that I want to see her up on the main roster. I mean, she's all right, but she's not really one of my favorites. She's done good this year for the most part, establishing herself. She had a good match. I think the second match she had with Kairi Sane, I thought was her best, and not a bad performance in the Fatal 4-Way. But again, I wasn't really extremely impressed with her this year. I mean, I'm saying she did well, but I wasn't like, oh, awesome, Lacey. I was like, okay, Lacey Evans. Except for that one time she came out in that black dress, I was like, shit. but yeah, so surprised they had Rhea Ripley on this list, who is an NXT UK Women's Champion. So I'm not sure if this list is, in the nearby future they will include, the NXT UK stars. I mean, some of these people did participate in NXT, like Mustache Mountain and Dakota Kai, and of course Pete Dunne as well. But so I'm not sure in the future down the line we'll be getting more NXT UK stars in these polls as well. But Rhea Ripley, again, obviously, she in the Mae Young Classic, she developed more of a character. Not poking around, anymore. Just wanted to, just do what she has to do to, get further in the Mae Young Classic. She got to the Final Four, and she also won the NXT UK Women's Championship. But I still wouldn't say she is my number one breakout star there, but definitely towards the top of the list, I gotta say for her. Dakota Kai, she had the good storytelling and whatnot with the thing with Shayna Baszler going on. but I still thought, she didn't quite become like seem like that serious of a contender to me until she started getting time on NXT UK when she started looking a bigger deal. So not quite Dakota Kai, I gotta say either, but a great year by her for sure. And I definitely think she'll be well. Rumors have it she did suffer a torn ACL recently, so I'm not sure if that is true or not. So we might not be seeing her for a while. So we'll see what happens in 2019. Lars Sullivan, I wouldn't consider Lars Sullivan a breakout star because he already kind of was like breaking out already towards the end of 2017 for sure. But he had his feud with Cassius Ohno. He was already getting into the NXT Championship picture. I wouldn't consider him a breakout star, but improved year by him. I wouldn't consider him breakout in my opinion. Of course, we have the War Raiders who came in onto the scene after takeover New Orleans. They didn't really do too much until they feud with the Undisputed Era, and they're probably gonna get a tag title match against them at Takeover Phoenix. They had a good run, but they only were there for half of the year. EC3, not too bad, but again, he didn't do as much as I thought he would do in NXT. Again, he had the feud with Velveteen Dream, but he suffered the loss. But I felt Velveteen Dream needed more there. So wasn't as strong of a year as I thought for EC3. But then again, they might not give them too much of a spotlight because it started like he's kind of fallen under that category of where Elias fell under that. Triple H and even like Edge mentioned recently also that EC3 is meant more for the main roster and not really for NXT. So that might be the reason why I wouldn't consider him a breakout star, but which is why my vote is going to the one and only Ricochet. Coming in, just this impressive performances, winning North American Championship. He was great in the ladder match. The guy uses some unreal stuff. The storytelling for the Velveteen Dream was great. The whole anything you can do, I can do better. Match was great. It wasn't quite as good as I thought it would be, but it was still a very good match. Again, the match that Adam Cole was by far his best. And even he had matches against Pete Dunne. The North American Championship triple threat with Adam Cole and Pete Dunne was amazing also. And of course, he was in the War Games match. And recently, he had a hidden gem of the year, I gotta say, with Tyler Breeze as well. So the bar's definitely set even higher for Ricochet for his coming year. He's an incredible competitor. I think he, in my opinion, was the breakout star of the year in NXT. So that's why the one and only Ricochet will get my vote. My vote for breakout star. NXT Award Breakout Star. NXT Award Breakout is the one and only Ricochet. Hashtag Ricochet. Hashtag NXT. I won't repeat myself completely. So congratulations, Ricochet. You get my vote for that. That's my vote for that one. But we move on, of course, with the I'll get to another category shortly. I'll check the live chat once again. We get a video package, talking about the Gargano and Ciampa unsanctioned match from New Orleans, which was, again, just a really, brutal rivalry from the beginning when Ciampa, we've been waiting for 9 months for Ciampa to return to start up that rivalry, and then it began. When at Philadelphia, when Ciampa returned and hit Johnny with the crush, like, "Hey, I'm back." He costed Johnny his job, and then the unsanctioned match had Gargano's job on the line. And if he won, he could get his job back, and he beat Ciampa in that really, brutal but more so emotional roller coaster ride of a match. That unsanctioned match was for sure telling us that brilliant story. Even Johnny Gargano is still showing some of his true colors of who he is. When you think back of where Johnny Gargano has gone now, back then he was showing that resistance. How he wanted to be Johnny Wrestling, but he didn't want to become what he despised most, and that of course is Tommaso Ciampa. Such as resisting to hit him with the crutch. And then, of course, the moment at the end where they're kind of like, doing what they kind of did when they posed in the ring after their match they had in the 2016 Cruiserweight Classic, showing respect for each other, just being the two best friends who had a match against each other. They just wanted to literally just bring the best out of each other in that match they accomplished. But then, of course, Ciampa goaded him in and, almost beat him. And then Johnny got him to tap out with the mask. Unfortunately, after that, Ciampa just turned it all around and take over Chicago as well, which we would get more on them later on in the year. We also got highlights from the match where Aleister Black defeated Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT Championship takeover New Orleans, which then would flow into the story of, Ciampa getting a shot at Black's title, which he won due to interference from Johnny Gargano gone wrong. From then also getting, highlights from, the big mystery over the summer with who attacked Aleister Black, which ended up being Johnny Gargano. And then highlighted by, Nikki Cross's her witnessing it and kept going around saying, I know. And then when Black finally returned after being out for about 3 months, he was told it was Johnny Gargano. He was looking for Johnny, and Johnny just said, hey, I'm right here. But speaking of Nikki Cross, I also got to throw out there, I really like in the video package how they have for the NXT Superstars who are coming up, how she says, you want to play with Nucky. So it's like, well, of course, probably her accent caused her to say Nucky instead of Nikki, but play with Nucky. I think it's one of my new favorite sayings now. You want to play with Nucky. But yes, so yeah, we got that recap as well. We also got a highlight of highlights of what's been going on with Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle, the King of Bros, as well, advertising their match throughout the night. We see that towards the end of the show. And then we get our nominees for Tag Team of the Year. So we will do the voting for the NXT Tag Team of the Year. Now we will check the live chat right after that. Let me see. Let me find that on the list again on here of here it is. We only have 6 tag teams to go through. Of course, the Mighty was not included on this list since the recent release of Nick Miller, which once again, guys, I said in my video regarding him, it seems like he's just taking a break because he just had a child and wants to focus on being a father right now. So the door's open for him to come back. So I think this is just him taking a break to focus on being a father for a while. So we'll probably see him again sometime soon. So for NXT Award, the Tag Team Award, I mean, you have some good contenders here. I mean, you have the War Raiders, who came in, but they're only here for half a year. But I feel like, they have even more to offer on the table. The Street Profits, I love the Street Profits, but after they were in that number 1 contenders match against the Authors of Pain back in January for the tag title match at TakeOver Philadelphia, they really didn't do much with Street Profits. They're having a feud with the Mighty, and also had that one match I did not like in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic against Authors of Pain. That just made it look kind of ridiculous. I didn't really like that match. So I can't say Street Profits this year, but I hope they do have to get some more opportunities this year, although they are the Evolve Tag Champions. We got Heavy Machinery, who, are a fun tag team, but, won a winning streak, but I wouldn't say they were the strongest tag team this year. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch, not a bad year for them as well, but, they only really had like one big highlight of the year for me. Well, they had a couple good matches with the Mighty recently, but of course their best match was a match they gained a lot more, attention from the crowd at TakeOver Chicago, with one of the better tag matches of the year for sure against Undisputed Era. And then, of course, the other team I was going to suggest is Mustache Mountain. Like they were a close second for me for Tag Team of the Year for NXT. Because they put on a great show this year, and the storytelling of them is great, and as they're about to probably win NXT UK tag titles. But for me, it's no doubt about it, this was the year of the Undisputed Era. Let me get that tweet out here real quickly. My vote for NXT Award tag is the Undisputed Era. Oh, okay, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish all tagged in this. And of course, Roderick Strong, who joined them this year. But I think, the Undisputed Era, this was their year for sure. Hold on. Tagged. Okay, got that vote in there for them. But this was their year. I mean, Adam Cole, it sucked because Bobby Fish went down to a knee injury. But Adam Cole won North American Championship, had like a couple month run with that. He didn't defend it too much, but just played well with his character. Of course, we had the shocker of Roderick Strong turning on Pete Dunne at Takeover New Orleans and joining the Undisputed Era as well. Just give him something else to do. I mean, it kind of was a little strange. It did change up his wrestling repertoire though a little bit for Roderick Strong, but he still has done well as the heel role in the Undisputed Era. Again, Kyle O'Reilly's had a great year, and then Bobby Fish kind of like the weakling because he was out for most of the year with a knee injury. But hopefully, he'll get back on track, and we'll see him get some time before they move to the main roster in 2019 for sure. But there's no doubt about it; it was the year for the Undisputed Era. Live chat check. We got in the live chat. Let's see here. Let's see here. Mark says, I wish they showed highlights of the War Games match, which that's another thing I was disappointed they didn't show highlights for. What's up, Jay? Saying how NXT wasn't really anything, which I know, but I'm going to pretty much just like my live voting here. My live voting on here as well, just kind of recap the year also as well for NXT. Did you hear Tony Storm's inappropriate videos got leaked? I did hear about that. That's very unfortunate. Rest in peace, Mean Gene, for sure. And EC3 should have debuted on the main roster in the first place, not in NXT. Honestly, I felt there wasn't really any room for him on the main roster to give him something to do to put him in NXT. But, where he's coming to the main roster soon, so we'll see where that goes. But thank you for joining me live, Mark and Jay, and for your comments in the live chat. With that, also, we then also they with them talking about, of course, the tag teams here. They also did a recap of Undisputed Era versus Lorcan and Burch from Takeover Chicago 2 again, which is definitely a tag team match of the year candidate again. Given the story being told in that match, how even Lorcan and Burch, who went into that match again being booed. Not that that they hate him, but it's obviously in the Undisputed Era where the favorites win. It's at first just like a throwaway match just to put over the Undisputed Era. We knew they weren't going to be dropping the tag titles anytime soon. But then they even made it look like that Lorcan and Burch could have beat Undisputed Era for sure. Including that part where they're about to get the double tap outs. But that wasn't the case though. But they did gain the respect from the crowd that night, the round of applause that they got afterwards. So that was definitely good for Lorcan and Burch. We then get our nominations for Rivalry of the Year. So let's do the Rivalry of the Year next. Just Match of the Year, Rivalry of the Year, this is a no-brainer for me for sure. Ricochet and Velveteen Dream was a great story, being told with the whole thing of anything you can do, I can do better. Got Ricochet, further up the ladder, but I wouldn't say it was my feud of the year. Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon, it was all right, just like a simple little feud for Shayna Baszler getting in to NXT, just obviously just being a big name, going to go after the big fish right away, and just doesn't care about what anyone else thinks. So she's going to do whatever she wants to do, pretty much. But I wouldn't say it was my feud of the year. Mustache Mountain Undisputed Era, I'd say actually was pretty good. With the rivalry was, but it still was not the best. Gargano and Almas definitely, was just brief at the end of the year, kind of carrying over from last year, but theirs was great as well, tying into the whole thing with him and Ciampa as well. But I wouldn't say it was my feud of the year. Now, of course, this one was a tough second. Actually, I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with, actually, now that I think of it. Kairi Sane and Shayna, you know what? I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball here. Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler, was good as well. But, again, I wouldn't say it's screamed feud of the year. But here's my thing. The choices are either the Gargano and Ciampa feud or the Aleister attack with Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Nikki Cross. Now, when I say Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa feud, I am tying in that story with it as well. But in my honest opinion, the Aleister Black attack story did kind of, further things more interesting with the Gargano and Ciampa feud, like make the story even more, like digging it deeper into the fact that okay, Johnny Gargano obviously has a big setback on his shoulders. He was not able to vanquish Tommaso Ciampa out of his life. He thought he did when he beat Ciampa at Takeover New Orleans, but then he did not, because Ciampa still went after him. He beat him at Chicago, and then of course Ciampa got the title because of Gargano, and Gargano couldn't do the job at the last man standing match. But he of course tried to get Aleister Black out of the picture by attacking him because he got in his way. But it's kind of, again, it's led Johnny Gargano to, for the time being, turn into who he despises most, and that is Tommaso Ciampa. So yes, the Gargano and Ciampa rivalry was amazing, but because they kind of split this one in half, gave the second option of the Aleister attack that took things further. I think I'm going to give it to the Aleister attack storyline as my rivalry of the year, because taking the Gargano and Ciampa feud to another whole nother level. So let's get that tweet out there. All right. I'll hashtag also, I know. That's just for the heck of it in there. But that's my vote for rivalry of the year. Then we immediately jump into future star of the year. So let's get my future star of the year vote in now, which to me is a no-brainer. I mean, the weakest one here for sure is Kona Reeves. I just don't care about Kona Reeves. He doesn't really surprise me at all. Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir are definitely future stars for sure, I got to say. But right now, they're more so just going to be just, the cronies for Shayna Baszler right now. So I can't say them yet because there's someone else on this list. Candice LeRae, she's definitely, I feel like she's gotten more than enough opportunity already, not be in the future star category. But I think she's probably has the most experience already. So I don't think she has she's gonna have the biggest. I see someone else having a bigger year in 2019 though, so that's why I'm not gonna pick Candice LeRae, but definitely a good top three, I gotta say. Io Shirai kind of in the same boat, but she's probably gonna be women's champion this year, but there's someone else I think deserves it more. Dominic Dijakovic, who just started. I need to see more of him. The Forgotten Sons, I mean, Wesley Blake has, already had, a run of the tag titles and whatnot. And, they're all right, but I don't want to say that they're big-time future stars. I got to say Mia Yim and Keith Lee are good choices also. But for me, the Camp Bros, Matt Riddle, who I think will be NXT champion, I'd say maybe by summer. I gotta say, maybe take over, wherever Money in the Bank is this year, or even, at SummerSlam this coming year, it could happen also. Who knows? But I think Matt Riddle is gonna get a big push in NXT for sure this year, and that's why I'm gonna say he is my future star of the year, bro. So let's get that in there. NXT Award future is Matt Riddle not have a Twitter. I think this is him. I'm not 100% sure, but hope that's his Twitter account. I hope it just tags some random dude, because it wasn't like a certified account or whatnot, if you know what I mean. So we got that voting for Matt Riddle. Match of the year nominees, they didn't really specify which ones there were. So we're gonna do the match of the year. Now we'll check the live chat again, see if anybody's in there. So let's do match of the year next. Let's see, what do they have to offer us for match of the year? Okay, wow, we got a lot of nominees here. For match of the year, they got the War Games match, which was pretty good. Gargano and Almas, which that one again was definitely, a shocker. I mean, I knew it was gonna be good, but I didn't think it was gonna be that great of a classic. Ooh, the tag title match until the July 11th, which is my tag team match of the year, Mustache Mountain Undisputed Era, the match where Trent Seven was first hurt his knee and Tyler Bate threw in the towel. Wow. They have Gargano and Ciampa in the unsanctioned match at TakeOver New Orleans, which I prefer the Chicago Street Fight. North American title championship ladder match, TakeOver New Orleans. Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. Ricochet and Velveteen Dream in Chicago. Ciampa and Black on NXT on July 25th. Pete Dunne and Zach Gibson. I wouldn't say it was match of the year, but it was still a good match. Aleister Black and Adam Cole at Philadelphia in Extreme Rules match was awesome. Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly, I wouldn't say it was a match of the year. Undisputed Era and Lorcan and Birch was a good match. Cross and Belair, not a match of the year. Ricochet and Pete Dunne was definitely awesome. And the triple threat match was great as well. They do not have the Chicago Street Fight listed on here. I mean, I did love the unsanctioned match, but I think I will give to the rub to the North American Championship ladder match for this film. Again, my match of the year is still the Chicago Street Fight. I mean, the unsanctioned match for sure is a great honorable mention, but I got to give it to that ladder match, in my opinion. That was my match. That's my match of the year. What's the hashtag for this? Yeah, NXT award match. Is NA this at home. A who else did the match? Oh, and oh yeah, Killian Dane. Definitely an honorable mention. They also did not mention here was definitely Ciampa and Dream for sure again. But again, my pick would have definitely been the Chicago Street Fight. Unsanctioned match I could have gone with also, but I chose the ladder match from those choices. Anybody else in the live chat? Nope, that's completely fine. But we keep going here also. Let me see here. We also get a video package from what recently happened with the number one contenders match with Bianca Belair winning to face Shayna Baszler at TakeOver Brooklyn 4. But just to show a little treat, they also show a match she had with Deonna Purrazzo on the dark match show after TakeOver Brooklyn 4, which was not a bad match, gotta say. We get a video package also from Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano's match from War Games 2, which I'm surprised that was not an option also on the list. With some of those UK title matches they had, I'm like, they were good. I wouldn't say they were match of the year candidates. Then we see the highlights of Gargano being temporarily absolved of his sins to the steel cage match where the dark DIY tease, and then the interview with Johnny Gargano as well. So we'll talk about the main event, and then we'll do the final votes as well. We have Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno. Obviously, continuing on. It's kind of a rematch for what happened at TakeOver War Games 2 when Riddle beat Ohno like 7 seconds. Obviously, this match is kind of physical again with Matt Riddle. Again being like a former MMA in MMA. That's for sure. Again, he just oozes charisma out big time. The guy is talented. Again, he's definitely, in my opinion, probably going to be the NXT male star of the year this year in NXT. I gotta say, since Gargano and Ciampa will probably move up to the main roster by summer. I gotta say, sometime in the summer we'll probably see. Maybe after Money in the Bank, we'll see Gargano and Ciampa on the main roster. But I do think Matt Riddle's going to take over NXT this year pretty much. So the match happens again. It was not bad. Matt Riddle defeats Cassius Ohno, give him time with a bro mission. After the bell, though, Ohno was just upset, just frustrated. He just had a bad year, and but then Matt Riddle tries to give him the bro fist out of respect. Ohno first turns away, heads up the ramp, but then Matt goes back to celebrating. But then Ohno returns to the ring. But they're saying bro no, but then Ohno gets on one knee and offers his fist. Riddle comes in for the bump, but Ohno grabs his wrist and flings him shoulder first to the ring post. He beats him down outside the ring, sending him into the posts there, and then the steel steps twice. Then a rolling elbow, and he props a woozy Riddle against the stairs, and he mocks the fist bump and whatnot, and he walks out. So obviously, Cassius Ohno just got lost and got frustrated again, and he's full on heel now for sure. So I don't know if we will see this continued, run with Cassius Ohno, or this could have been, maybe this could have been his send-off match as he moves on to the main roster. Because I do think, he'll probably be up on the main roster at some point. That's your Cassius Ohno. I think he's ready. I mean, what else is he going to do to NXT? He's be just like that scrappy veteran that's putting people over. I'm pretty sure, Cassius Ohno is meant more for than just taking pins, I feel. I don't think he's going to be world champion or anything someday, but, he definitely could, use some time on the main roster as well for sure and create something interesting. Again, they wanted to make, the bar, a three-man stable. Cesaro and Ohno have a history together. Why not put them together? But again, they probably paired Big Show with them just so just so they can just have Drake Maverick piss himself. But I'm not going to go there again. Yeah, let's get the rest of these votes in for the overall awards for the year. Let's see. Let's start at the top again and see which ones we have not done yet. Let's see here. We did Future, we did Breakout, we did Rivalry, we did Match, we didn't do Takeover. Which Takeover was the best? As I said, all Takeovers this year were just awesome. I feel that they that all I gave them at least A grades. Again, my opinion, the weakest one was Philadelphia. Then it was Chicago, and then I think it went War Games, then Brooklyn 4, and then New Orleans. So my pick for this vote is still going to be New Orleans. Let's get that in there. I got the hashtag incorrect. Okay. Let's get that vote in there. There's that vote in there. So we got Takeover vote in. Tag team we already did. We'll do overall competitor last. Let's do male competitor next. Which, this is a very good list here. We got Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, Andrade Cien Almas, Adam Cole, and Pete Dunne. All deserving for sure. I mean, I would kind of throw out Almas, though, because he was only, yes, he had his portion at the beginning of the year, but he wasn't in NXT for that long this year, so I can't really say him. Adam Cole had a great year also with Undisputed Era, but, after him being North American champion, he kind of was just in the background for the most part. Like the rest of the team seemed to get more of the spotlight, I felt. Aleister Black. Aleister Black was both breakout star and male competitor of the year last year. I kind of felt they kind of had already set the bar for him too high already. So I can't quite give them. I do feel like, Gargano and Ciampa passed him up for sure, but he still had an awesome year for sure. Ricochet was a breakout star, but I think he'll even offer even more. Velveteen Dream is probably not winning, a lot of takeover. I think he won 2 out of the 5 takeover matches he had this year. But he still had, a great year as well, but I can't pick him. Pete Dunne, he won matches as UK champion as well, but I think he came up short in my opinion. Because storytelling wise, he was great storytelling wise also. I feel like, he was the best storytelling. It comes down to either Gargano and Ciampa. And, Johnny Gargano did put on 5 classics this year, where Tommaso Ciampa only put on 4 classics. But I think go with results. Johnny Gargano's little story here is not over. Like Tommaso Ciampa, he's reached where he wants to be. He's succeeded where he wants to be. because of that, I'm going to pick Ciampa as NXT male of the year, competitor of the year. So I'm voting there again. I would have gone with Johnny Gargano, but again, he has the results still he needs to get to. Tommaso Ciampa's got the results. He already has been being the definition of a true heel pretty much. But Johnny Gargano is a close second for sure. Let's see here. We'll do NXT male, then female, then overall competitor. The choices are either Nikki Cross, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, Ember Moon, and Bianca Belair. Ember Moon was in NXT that long, so I can't pick her. Bianca Belair, I think, has more on the table to show, so I can't say her yet. Kairi Sane, I consider, but I think I don't think she had the best one. Nikki Cross, for not being champion, I'd say would be my second because she had the stories going for her behind her back, she didn't win the championship. But she had some of the best character development throughout the year. It's obviously Shayna Baszler, two-time champion this year. Just being what she needed to be. So my pick for NXT award female is Shayna Baszler. All right, got that voted. And for overall competitor of the year, again, I would love to give a rub to Johnny, but I gotta go with Ciampa. I felt he's the most successful of this show of all. And this hashtag is NXT award overall. So those are my votes. Don't know if anybody will like any of the tweets, but those are the votes I'm going to give them. I'm sick of people leaking private photos of celebrities and wrestlers. Don't they have anything better to do? No, they do not. So they do the stupid things just to get the attention. That's just unfortunate they do that, Mark. It's happened with Tony Storm. It happened with Paige. Happened with Charlotte, I think, and a few others came off the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, guys. So again, those were my picks for the awards. Again, just to we'll pull up the tour back on my phone just to recap who I picked for what award. Once again, before I go off the air and just close out, I guess NXT from 2018 since it was a year in review, and next week we'll get back to the last couple episodes before Takeover Phoenix, which is shaped up to be a very good card so far. Excited for it. So let's see here. We've got NXT Breakout Star Ricochet. Tag Team Award is that's by Undisputed Era. Rivalry, Aleister Attack with Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Nikki Cross. Future Award goes to Matt Riddle, the King of Bros. The NXT North American Championship ladder match is my match of the year for NXT since they didn't put Chicago Street Fight in there. The Takeover Award goes to New Orleans. Best male was Ciampa. Best female was Shayna Baszler. And Ciampa was, of course, overall star of the year. But again, Johnny Gargano could very well win that as well. But again, based off results, I had to give it to Tommaso Ciampa. But yeah, guys, thank you to Jay and Mark for joining me live for this review for the Trifecta reviews, guys. So it's probably sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'll do my special live stream of the week. I'm not going to be able to do it on Friday because I'm off Friday and a couple of my friends are off from work also, so I'm going to spend a day with them. And yeah, we don't have any more best of bests to do, so it's gonna be the only special live stream of the week, so I got to pick which topic. And of course, stay tuned for your notes. Odds and ends with my video game let's plays and stuff. But I'm going to get more of those. Uploaded over the weekend as well. Next week we'll get the Raw, SmackDown, NXT UK 205 Live NXT reviews, and as well as my predictions for NXT Takeover Blackpool. Well, UK Blackpool, which I will watch next Saturday and do a review on that as well. So that'll come next week as well. So yeah, guys, just let's start off 2019 on a bang, as I said in my end of the year recap. And so far, not a bad start, I gotta say. So guys, what grade, of course, would you give? Well, it was not a grade. So make sure you cast your votes though for the NXT year in review awards. I think there will be revealed at Takeover Phoenix, I believe so probably will be so. So yeah, guys, get those votes casted in, guys. And yes, that's it, guys. So for those of you who watched all 3 reviews tonight, thank you very much for joining me live. Please be sure to click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Ryan3. And also, I do apologize, but we were not. I know I said we were possibly going to be making up the year review video on Dan's channel, but Robbie was not able to make it tonight, so unfortunately that's postponed until sometime next week. But that will be in sometime next week, guys. Again, just make sure to watch that when it comes out, guys. So once again, I'm checking out, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon for my special live stream of the week. Still picking the topic, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. So until then, guys, have a great night, get a good night's sleep, and peace out, everybody.